This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We are rolling.
Cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart.
Wow, kicking it off correct. What a perfect intro to a low, smelly burp of a week.
It's true. I feel like that should be the sound effect that every computer makes as soon as you open Twitter.
I do think maybe we should get like a rock jock soundboard.
Yeah. I don't see anything negative about that. I think that can only help the pomp and circumstance we have, the flourish that we have with this podcast.
We need augas, we need ribbits, we need moos. I wonder, like, when people had, they still do, but shock jock when they were on keyboards.
Mm-hmm. Like the Ross episode of Friends where he got experimental on the keyboard and started playing just weird sounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
But one that are fully sound effects, like how did they memorize what was what so quick? Like, did they put stickers on them?
Right.
You know, like a little frog, a little horn.
Right. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, I'll do some research.
I think you should look that up, and I think that's important for all of us as our brains develop.
Oh my God. Or deteriorate. One of the two.
Constant. How are you?
I'm good. Full disclosure, y'all. We caught up a little bit before this started just because everything is so insane. We're like, we can't really talk about, I know sometimes you guys love it and sometimes you guys hate it when we get all political.
Right.
But everything is moving so fucking quickly that, like, if we talk about it, it's old news in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's Sunday that we're recording this. So when this goes up on Wednesday, anything that we mention is going to feel like it was prehistoric.
Oh, the empire has fallen by then. Like, Trump has actually sprouted horns and no one cares. Like, that's what happened by Wednesday.
And it's wild because my brain is so exhausted of trying to process everything that's going on that I can't even prepare it for what could come. Like, I can't even think about what might happen from here. So it's nuts. But I will say that there was a very, like, warm feeling on Twitter this weekend.
Twitter was 2012 Twitter.
We took Twitter back.
Twitter was back, baby. The amount of drafts I have of jokes is crazy because I was like, I'm tweeting too much. But then also, by the time I got, like, the perfect joke and I was like, but I should wait to do it because I just tweeted, then a new thing would break.
Oh, yeah.
And that would be old news. So I just have drafts of what I think is funny.
I mean, I felt like I was at a slumber party with all of my funniest friends and we were just, like, watching as the things happened over and over again. And it was like, for this brief moment, Twitter is ours.
We've come together. I know. I saw, like, on the night Trump went to the hospital and, like, we don't have to go into it, but I don't fucking care.
Yeah, because everyone knows.
But I saw Nikki Glazer.
Yeah.
She tweeted and she was like, I feel like it's Christmas morning and I need to wake my parents up, but they're the East Coast. And then 30 minutes later, she's like, I woke up my parents and told them. Like, it felt like everyone was in on this, like, thing together.
Yeah, and it was just constant refresh.
As open liberal Democrats, I will say that this week has felt, despite whether it's COVID or it's just like taxes or Melania's tapes about hating Christmas, like the amount of shit that happened to our government right now, I can only compare it to what I assume people feel like after they've won the Super Bowl in their city, where it's like, I know this is temporary, but right now it feels like we've got the trophy in our town a little bit and it feels kind of good and everything's going to go to shit and we're going to have the worst draft picks next year. And, like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot. I mean, the debate happened that week.
It hasn't been a week since we've recorded that.
Yeah, the taxes happened and then he got COVID and it's just all to watch someone who has made such horrible decisions have consequential actions to their decisions.
Yes.
It's like, cool. That you know what it does, and it's a lesson that, like, your actions have consequences.
Totally. Someone put up, they were like, guys, it's not karma, it's consequences.
Yes, exactly.
It's not karma.
It's not. I mean, I think this is a bad human being in so many ways outside of his physical health, and so the physical health being the one thing he can't lie about, and he can't, like, even though he's trying very hard to do so, and which is just blows my mind. The doctors and all of this is
Did you see the video he posted last night? And again, like I said, we're not talking about
Look,
5 minutes in.
We're talking about politics.
Did you see the video, the first video he sent from the hospital where he edited out a cough?
The morph cut? I didn't know what that was until yesterday.
It looks like he was throwing up a frog and he had to like catch it in his mouth.
Yeah. It looks like what they would have done if they could have edited the part of the debate where he told the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by.
Oh God, I love that gay Twitter has taken that over.
I love it. It's my favorite.
What's so funny is right before that happened, the day before, Chip was like.
Proud Boys.
Yeah, the gays should take over the Proud Boys hashtag. And the next day it started happening, and I was like, "Oh, this
George
is the
Takei
greatest.
got in there.
This is the greatest."
It was really, really wonderful. He's just made a lot of really horrible decisions, and his bad behavior has consequences.
Totally. Someone tried to do the analogy of like, well, guys, even like he made bad choices, but like even when a drunk driver hits someone and there's a fatality, you still have compassion for the drunk driver. And I'm like, bitch, no, he's been drunk driving for 9 months.
Yes.
He's been drunk driving for 9 months as everyone told him to slow down, as he had a fucking country in the back seat and kept drinking. So like, fuck, no, this is not a lapse in judgment.
Nope.
This is a lapse in human.
Yeah, preach. Snaps and claps and retweets on that.
Oh my God. In other news, I like the Vin Diesel song.
In other news, guys, just so you know, full disclosure, to get a little in the right mood before we recorded, Chip just played for Mamrie and I the Vin Diesel song, and you know what? It is soothing.
He played it before you got here, and you know, he plays a lot of music that I don't love.
Yes,
he does. But I do try to find the things that I like about it.
Yeah.
So even if I'm like, hate that part, don't like this singer, whatever, I'm like, okay, but I can get with this beat. And so I was straight up like moving around and bopping to this song. And then he goes, you know, this is the Vin Diesel song. And I was like, what?
Mm-hmm. It sneaks up on you.
I didn't know this, like,
it's a casual
quality of his voice.
It's a casual beachy vibe. It's very vibey.
It's very vibey.
And I mean, who knew that Vin Diesel would come in with the calming track that we all needed while this insanity happens?
Truly. You know what? We needed a song that was neither fast nor furious.
Yes.
And he really parked it for us.
We needed slow and well-adjusted music.
Did I tell you? I mean, I saw a couple of the Fast and Furii.
Yeah, I've never seen any of them.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Well, I saw a few of them, and Chip also likes to remind me that the first Fast and Furious, they needed their cars fast because they were stealing stuff. You know what they were stealing?
What?
Combination television VCRs.
Wow.
That's how long ago it was.
A sign of the times.
Sign of the times. But the other times I've seen Fast and Furious, and I'm talking like 4 additional movies, is when I was in Thailand.
Oh, okay.
It was on every fucking channel. We took a ferry to an island, and it was the only movie they played on the ferry.
The first one?
No, this was like the 5th one. Like straight up. Like the whole entourage had built. Like Thailand loves Fast and Furious. So like maybe Vin Diesel's hit is really huge over there.
Yeah. I mean, that I would think that. I mean, also the thing about his song is that like if you didn't know it was Vin Diesel, I was trying to figure out like who I would think is singing. And I have no idea.
The only person I could compare it to is John Cicada. Do you remember him?
No.
He was like, oh. No, I was just thinking Rick Astley. But when I think of a John Cicada song, I'll tell you. I wonder what happened to him.
Huh. Well,
anyway.
It's a Google search away, but there's no time.
Yeah, it's true.
There's other things.
You did get another treat when you came into the house.
Oh, yes. I got music and a show.
I made Chip Yo-Yo for you.
Chip, master of all trades, is now a great yo-yoist.
Yo-Yo had to come back. I mean,
Now's
the girls
time.
are out here roller skating. I need the boys to be doing something that impresses me too, you know?
Yeah.
When I skate around the corner, I want to see the boys with the yo-yos.
Yeah, this is like the dancing birds, but for humans. Like,
Yes.
what are the accessories that they can showcase for everyone?
Thank you. But you were like, my older brother worked for did he work for a yo-yo store on the boardwalk?
My older brother worked on the boardwalk at one of those like toy stores, like catch-all magic tricks and games and kites and things like that. And
I
then
love those stores.
He was still bored. He was in high school, and he
He was on the boardwalk.
Exactly. Yeah. And so he would yo-yo. And so he got pretty good. So they had him stand out front to like attract people to the store. And then one day he just came home with his front tooth knocked out.
Fully?
Yeah.
Not even chipped?
No, half of it. Half of it was
God.
gone. Which I think might be worse than a full tooth knockout. A half tooth knockout.
Half tooth knockout's
You're
pretty
like,
good.
is it there? Is it all there? What happened? You ask more questions about a half tooth knockout than a full tooth knockout. And yeah, it was because he was doing yo-yo tricks and got a little too big for his britches and
that is amazing.
Smacked himself in the face with it.
Yeah, a full tooth missing, you're like, okay,
It
maybe
happens.
Well, like maybe it's meth. Or
Right.
something like that. But like
Something rotted
half your
out.
tooth doesn't fall out from
Half
a
your tooth-
drug addiction.
No, half your tooth are like, that's an accident of some
Yeah.
sort. Something didn't happen the way it was supposed to happen.
Did you have any friends growing
No.
up? No. Full stop. I had a friend in elementary school, and I mean through high school as well, like that had a retainer with like 2 fake teeth on it.
What?
Like
Wait.
like
Vampire teeth on it?
like she didn't
Oh, yes.
like she didn't get tooth implants, and maybe it's because like
Yes.
your body, your jaw is still moving, and like you have to. But like
My
she
stepdad has that.
Really?
But also, my stepmom has a crown on her tooth. She'll never listen
can
to
she
this.
pop it out?
It happened accidentally a couple Christmases ago. I went home for Christmas, brought the guy I was dating home, like got
Yeah.
to see South Jersey, this whole thing. We went to my Nana's place. Nana gave us salt water taffy.
No, Nana, you set her up for disaster.
She gave it to all of us, and we were like, look, this is like a fun candy that's on the boardwalk and blah, blah, blah. And we all tried it, and then we drove to the beach, and then like we're at the beach, and my dad and my stepmom are like having a powwow, and then my stepmom leaves, and she wanted to not tell us that her full front tooth fell out when she ate the Laffy Taffy, and she called her dentist, who's a friend of hers, during like Christmas.
Oh no, Christmas!
And like got to go. They went into his office, and she fixed it for him. She came back an hour later and met us at a bar with it fixed. But yeah, she was like, uh-oh, it came out, and then kept it to herself, and then told my dad and took the car keys and like left.
I can't imagine, because that is my actual most reoccurring nightmare, is a tooth falling out. So then if I had like a crown covering it, I would just be thinking about that all the time.
Yeah. No, it is. I guess it's a living, waking nightmare.
But Nana giving Laffy Taffy.
And my stepmom was hawking it, being like, you got to try one of these. This is like a South Jersey like shore thing. You got to try it. And like,
you know what's a shore thing? Your tooth falling out is surely going to happen.
It was so sweet.
Wow.
She was so embarrassed, and she came over to tell us and was like keeping her lip over her front teeth.
Yeah.
And like, I gotta go to the dentist real quick. I was like, well, this is my stepmother.
I hope it was worth it. We'll get you some Patron Silver on the rocks. That's what she drinks.
She's so sweet.
But no, she had like a retainer. It could pop out. And then like all of a sudden she was missing 2 teeth.
Wow.
But she had like small teeth. You know, when you meet those people, you're like, you got small ass teeth.
Yeah.
You know
I mean, I don't recall a person off the top of my head, but I guess I can see that happening.
You know, I've seen people where I'm like, those could be baby teeth.
Yes, I've seen tiny teeth people. Yes, I have.
Tiny teeth people, and no shame, TTPs.
No.
Tiny teeth people.
I'm going to be a tiny teeth person. I grind my teeth at night, so it's just a matter
I can't
of time.
wait till you just look like a little horse.
Oh, I'm going to have a retainer, a separate retainer for each tooth in my mouth.
Now, I won't lie to you. While I try to use organic, good for you, know all the names of the ingredients in a product type of things, sometimes they don't work that great. However, that is not the case with Native deodorant. It doesn't just block odor better, it's made better. It's got coconut oil, shea butter, tapioca starch. Also, it's vegan and never tested on animals, which you know I love. There's no aluminum in it, so it's not gonna plug your sweat glands just to keep you from sweating. And there's also no parabens, sulfates, or talc. It's all aluminum free, which means you don't have to sacrifice on odor protection, but you are gonna be smelling pretty dang good. They got coconut vanilla, lavender and rose, cucumber and mint, citrus and herbal, and y'all, I can't believe I'm saying this, for a limited time, they have a PSL pumpkin spice smells. Can you even believe it? I am so excited. I can't wait to try it. It's got scent notes of pumpkin, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Oh yeah, I'm talking about deodorant, a mini deodorant, 2 bars of soap, and a body wash in the set. So I will be trying that ASAP. And I think you should try it too. All their products smell great. And better yet, they make you feel great because you know what you're putting on your body. Plus, there are 30-day returns and exchanges and free shipping in the US. Go see why many people love Native and check out over 14,000 5-star reviews. What you're going to do is you're going to go to nativedo.com/TMGW20 and use the promo code TMGW20 at checkout to get 20% off your first order. That's nativedeo.com/TMGW20 and use the promo code TMGW20 at checkout for 20% off your first order. Go give it a shot. Y'all, we've been inside doing our part, staying socially distanced, and let's be honest, watching a lot of crap on TV. So much to the point where I'm basically out of stuff. Can you imagine the horror of it all? Well, luckily, when I realized that I just can't binge watch another show for a third time, I've got something else to occupy my mind, and that is Best Fiends. Oh my God, this free to download puzzle game is unlike anything you have ever tried. It's literally thousands of levels with more added all the time. So it just keeps going and going, and you get the point. Lately, I have been on a job where I have to be quiet, but I have to entertain myself because it's long hours. Nothing better than my best fiends keeping me company, saddling up, and let me play their game so I'm having a great time while no one else has to know what I am getting into. It's binge-worthy mobile puzzle game with over 100 million downloads and counting. And it's free to download and has literally millions of 5-star reviews on the Apple App Store and Google Play. Plus, there are more levels, events, and challenges added all the time. So when you say like, well, I just kind of want one more level, it's there, waiting and ready for you to conquer. Seriously, once you download Best Fiends, boredom won't stand a chance. So get used to saying just one more level, just like you would normally say, just one more episode, but there's no episodes left. It's great. You don't have to choose between binging or boredom. If you want to give it a shot, download Best Fiends free today on the Apple App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R. Best Fiends. I was thinking the other day, who was I talking to? Oh, I was reading about dentist scams.
Dentistry Scams?
Yes. Because we were talking about the dentist who took out the teeth with the hoverboard. I think we've discussed it on here. When it was like, he also had like terrible crimes he did. It wasn't just he extracted a tooth on a hoverboard.
Yeah.
But, which is so funny because my neighbor and landlord is a dentist.
Right.
And I saw that first pic and I was like, I don't put it past him. Is this my landlord? But anyway, this a friend I was talking to was like, oh, I know a woman that like full on was told she needed to get like all her teeth pulled and instead get like teeth implants or whatever. And then they found out later that she didn't need to, like he just wanted to get the money.
What?
But what I didn't realize is that when you get a dental implant, like he basically said her bone was like deteriorating and that's why they needed to get him out. She got like, basically you get like a cadaver's fucking jaw put in your face.
Whoa.
Like she had to get like someone else's bone implanted in because hers had rotted away.
Right.
And then I thought, what a great horror movie that would
be.
If you had to get someone else's jaw put in and you didn't know it was a cannibal. And then all of a sudden you come up and you're like, you just start biting people. You just start straight up biting people because your jaw is haunted.
Yeah.
It could be called Jaws.
It could be Jaws.
I think that
or we just call it Jaw to avoid any legal issues. But the poster is
We're gonna need a bigger lawyer.
The poster just instead of the shark, it's just a chin upside down coming out of the water. Jaw. I mean, horrifying. Absolutely horrifying.
I love it.
The brain goes to crazy places these days, guys.
It really does. I'm feeling nuts.
Let's talk about some animals for a little bit.
I love that.
So I check Tyler Oakley's Tumblr all the time before I go to bed because it's just such a funny curation of stuff.
The fact that it still exists is
wonderful.
A feat in and of itself.
Well, he posted or reposted, get it out.
Sorry.
You're good. He reposted someone that said, I just found out today that moths can make their genitals vibrate to throw off a bat's sonar. And then I looked it up and that's true.
Holy shit.
Yeah. In the air wars between bats and moths, the bugs are fighting back by shaking their privates. It's no award-winning dance move. This is from National Geographic.
Oh my God.
Yeah, a new study shows that hawk moths in Borneo jiggle their junk to produce ultrasound that jams Malaysian bats' built-in sonar.
First of all, Nat Geo said jiggle their
junk.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't think Nat Geo could say dick slang.
Dick slang. True. They're twerking. Yeah. Wait. Okay. So they see a bat coming towards them. The bat has spotted him on sonar. Once they jiggle their junk, the bat probably thinks it flew away.
Yeah. It renders their sonar in some way and it throws them off so they don't attack the moths.
I wish we had the capability back when you could go to a club.
Right. There's the opposite happens in humans.
Yeah. But like if you saw a guy coming at you, you get the eye lock. You're like, oh, fuck, this guy's going to ask me to dance. Yeah. If there was like a specific dance move that would be like.
The electric slide.
Yeah. The electric slide in the middle of.
Yeah, and they're just like, I feel like I need to walk away right now.
I love that.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about moths because it's my brother's first wedding anniversry.
Oh, yeah.
And I went as a moth to his wedding.
Yeah.
You know.
Send him this article.
It was my moth phase. Everyone gets a little mothic. You know what? Another thing happened to me right before you came in.
What?
Chip played a fake kids WAP. Called Wet and Splashy. And I thought it was real.
Wait, Wet and Splashy? But that wouldn't spell WAP.
I know, but it was like the kids bop of like
Version
talking about
of
being
it?
at a pool.
Oh,
Getting wet and splashy.
fake?
And my mama bought a noodle. Yeah, but he played it and I thought it was real.
Yeah.
And I Instagram storied it.
Oh.
Being like, can you believe it? Like,
he pranked you so hard.
and then I deleted that story because I felt like a goddamn fool.
Look, we're not always spreading misinformation, you guys. No. We correct ourselves when something's gone awry. But yeah, I guess I'm happy to know that doesn't exist.
Yeah, me too. I feel like with that one, they just decided to not go there.
It's not worth it.
They didn't want any retroactive of someone listening to it and going, wait, what's the real one, Mom?
Oh,
I'm going to go Google it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, kids are going to do that anyway.
Oh, wow. Speaking of kids.
Oh, is this how you're telling everyone?
I'm pregnant with ideas. Mm-hmm. Fucking Sun-Made Raisins. You know that little hoe.
Yeah.
Did you see this? Mm-hmm. That they're doing bags of yogurt covered raisins like individuals to be passed out for Halloween, and they glow in the black light.
What? They glow in the black light?
Not the raisins.
The bags?
The bags have like spider webs on them, and that glows in black light.
Oh.
It's like, quit trying to make raisins happen.
Yeah, this is the one holiday that you guys don't need to get in on.
Right?
Like, if you want to make raisins cool for kids for the rest of the year, I can see this. But also the bag is the black light. I think it'd be more fun for kids if the actual raisins were
I think
black
the
light.
raisins would glow anyway because they're white. Like, doesn't anything white under black light?
Oh, yeah, true, I guess.
You know, because you can go in a black light and smile and be like, I need to whiten my teeth.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when you put on bright red lipstick, you're like, oh, I've got corn in my mouth. I've got corn in my mouth. But yeah, they're trying to do it. And the thing that I took away from it that I found interesting is, when did they start putting raisins in bags? Because we had to do those little tiny boxes.
The little boxes where they're all shoved in there and they came out as a perfect rectangle.
Well, yeah, you pull out one fucking conglomerate of raisins.
Yeah, you got a little Game Boy full of raisins on your hands.
And you have to peel them off one by one. Mm-hmm. Those little boxes, they really fucked me up.
Right. I think they're probably going after like the fruit snacks kind of genre that they're trying to slip it. I mean, technically they are a fruit and a snack, so I guess they are the fruit snack genre.
The OG. Fruit snack.
But also, I mean, I guess yogurt covered raisins,
which I think are delicious. I don't like yogurt.
I think they're great.
But yogurt covered raisins or pretzels, I am down with.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of them. I don't see any need to make them cool. Like, I respect and enjoy them because they are exactly what they are.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. No, I hear that. It's like, you don't want to get that PR job.
Right. Yeah.
Where like I used to give people help them save their career in Hollywood, and now I'm giving makeovers to yogurt covered raisins. When I was looking at it though, I was reminded of a memory that I haven't thought of in years.
Dust it off.
There was one summer where me and my family went to a family camp, but it was just my mom,
Family
me,
camp.
my brother, my sister, and like a cousin. It was like they have them around.
I'm like, is this just a vacation?
No, it's because there's activities. You're on a campground. Like the
okay.
kids can go do stuff during the day while like we stayed in a cabin. Like,
Oh yeah, we went to the Poconos, a similar kind of thing.
Yeah.
I guess that was a family camp. Lots of epiphanies happening here, folks.
yeah. Okay, so you did family camp?
Yeah, we went to
too?
we went to this like resort that was owned by Caesar's Casino, that's in the Poconos, that has like the champagne glass tubs for like people that are there for their honeymoon. But
Wait,
like
Cove Haven, where I went?
no, it was called like Caesar's Pocono Resort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it
Yeah.
the same place? Yeah.
Well, it's the same family, I think. The same umbrella.
yeah, we
I love that you went to a casino camp.
Well, it's because my Nana, Laffy Taffy Nana, or Saltwater Taffy Nana, she worked at Caesar's Casino, so we could go there for pretty cheap, like family
Yeah.
discount. And it's also funny because Maureen, my stepmom,
The one who lost the tooth.
One who lost the tooth. One year we were there, my brother, stepbrother, and I, and we're on family vacation, and we got like a nice suite kind of thing, which is, there's all of us trying to fit. It's still like one big room,
Right,
basically.
totally.
And my dad was like, "Oh, let's get the fireplace going," and my stepmom's super asthmatic and had to go to the hospital.
Maureen.
So this has been
Why
my
does
whole
she
life.
always have emergencies?
Because she won't tell us. She doesn't want to impose and like speak
be like,
up
"Don't
until
turn
it's
on
too
the-"
late.
My
Yeah.
God, Maureen, who's allergic to garlic, will probably eat a clove of garlic if you handed it to her
Yeah.
just to be nice.
Just to be nice, yeah.
God bless.
But what was your memory?
Oh, it's very small, but we went to family camp, and I remember we like brought snacks. Like
Yeah.
you still had meals in the dining hall, and it was like a cheap. It might have been like a church camp. Who knows? But we had some snacks in the cabin, and then when the week ended, it was the very end of summer. We just brought the snacks back home,
Yeah.
and I remember bringing a box of raisins in my lunchbox to second grade, maybe.
Okay.
And it had been at camp, and I opened it, and I was eating the raisins, and I was about halfway through, and then an inchworm crawled out.
No.
And I'll never forget it. Like someone in class saw it and was like, "Mamrie eats worms." And I was like, "It's from camp. They got in there at camp. Oh, this worm."
What kind of camp did you go to? I don't know, family Christian camp?
I don't know. I was just in the woods. And I remember being like, but I couldn't eat raisins
Oh,
for
no,
like
yeah.
10 years because all I pictured is me like almost eating this
Ugh.
fucking green ass worm.
Horrible, horrible, horrible. Yeah, that's like, I remember being younger and having cartilage in my McDonald's chicken nuggets and being like,
Ew.
I can't. These are supposed to not have bones or anything hard. And
Well,
then
they
I was
get all
like,
crushed up.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I wasn't even at the age that I should be like aware of like how bad the food was for me in
Right.
general. So I was just like, that was something not good.
See, that's when 8-year-old Mamie just became a vegetarian.
Yeah. You took a better route.
Yeah. So boxed raisins, man. That's why I was like, yes, put them in bags.
Yeah.
Because that worm could get in that little box.
Yeah.
He was feasting on those raisins.
I mean, yeah, you ruined his day. He was having
He
a
was
great time.
living large, man. He was locked in a buffet, and then I got him out of there.
That sounds so gross. So gross.
So nasty. I got a text from my kayaking crew.
Oh, fun.
Mhm.
You guys are keeping in touch?
Yes. Well, me
KIT?
and the nurse had exchanged numbers in case we were going to go again. And then I got this pic of the kayaking crew with dry exit Dave.
Wow, that's Dave.
That's Dave and the instructor and Carrie. And I just got, "We miss you. When can we all go again?" And I had to say like, "Well, when are we getting the band back together?" And I was like, "I got this job. I literally left yesterday." She's like, and they said where they went. They went to Nolichucky and Easy Part.
Cool.
It was pretty. We missed you. Dave got caught in many shallow spots. He got water in his kayak and sank like a foot underwater and just kept paddling.
Oh,
He started
God.
sinking and still just sank a foot underwater and kept paddling.
This man is nothing if not tenacious and
love him.
like I feel like he's trying to be like a Bear Grylls or whatever, but it's just not working out.
He's barely grills.
He's like the Kathy cartoon version of Bear Grylls.
Oh, Dave.
I mean, seeing him in a photo, he looks like a Jack Kerouac, like
Yeah.
romantic, like world traveler
He's
type guy. He's got a little bit of like that most interesting man in the world.
He didn't rub in all his sunblock. He's got a lot of sunblock left to rub in.
Oh, he looks like a great time.
But so that's the people who like had connected on.
Wow, that's so cute. You got
Bumble.
that little community going.
Yeah, so now if I end up going back to Asheville like next summer or something, I've got my little kayak crew.
I mean, who knows what kind of misadventures Dave will have been through by the time
I hope he's alive.
I know, me too. I'm like, you should maybe weekly check in just to be like, hey, Dave.
I feel like he's going to be like, I'm just hanging out. And then I get a picture of him hang gliding.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad he's
what a sweetie.
doing well.
This might blow your mind, but the holiday season is almost here. It is right around the corner. May Day. And this year, we know that people are going to be buying more stuff online because they can't really get to the stores, and it's going to be a cluster F. If you're an e-commerce seller, are you ready to meet the demands of a record-breaking online shopping season? Well, you can be ready with ShipStation. When you're selling online, getting a massive amount of orders out quickly, it can be tough. How do you keep track of who gets what and what shipping carrier should you use? Are you getting the best rates? That's why ShipStation is so convenient. It's the fastest, easiest, and most affordable way to manage and ship your orders. So with just a few clicks, you're managing orders, printing out discounted shipping labels, and getting your products out fast. And the result? It's a happier holiday for you and your customers because everyone is getting that thing they probably didn't need but still bought from you in time. ShipStation takes the hassle out of holiday shipping. So, if you're selling on Amazon, Etsy, or your own website, ShipStation brings all your orders into one simple interface, making it easy to manage from any device. You can actually do this from your cell phone. Plus, it works with all the major carriers, including USPS, FedEx, UPS, even international. They even offer big discounts on shipping costs. Listen to this. Any business can now access the same postage discounts that are usually reserved for large Fortune 500 companies. Okay, that's messed up. Not just the big guys should get the discount, especially the little guys should. And you can get them on ShipStation. It's the #1 choice of online sellers, and you'll ship more in less time. So right now, This Might Get Weird listeners can try ShipStation for free for 60 days when you use the offer code TMGW. Make sure your business is ready to meet the demands of the massive holiday season that is about to hit. Get started at ShipStation.com and click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in TMGW. That's ShipStation.com, then enter the offer code TMGW. ShipStation.com, make ship happen. That is a great slogan.
This was a weird would you rather I got from Chip a couple weeks ago. That's just been in my notes.
Okay, hit me with it.
It's not like a this is terrible, but it's more like a skill.
A skill, okay.
Would you rather, you know what gleeking is, right?
Yeah, the thing under your tongue where you can spit. Yeah.
Would you rather be able to gleek a gallon like at once?
At once, okay.
Or be able to spontaneously float just a little when you fart?
Ooh, I mean, I see no upside to the gallon of gleek.
Chips, but I did too. I was like, obviously I'd fart because that's a party trick. I'd want to float a little and be like, check it out, guys. But then he was like, what if there was a fire or something? Like, gleek.
Okay, that took me way too long to process that.
You're saying you can put out fires and you have a gallon of spit.
Oh, okay. I mean, here's hoping that I don't need to put out fires face to face. I've already had that happen earlier this year. So with my neighbor's garage that burned down.
Right. But you could have been gleeking on it. Like,
it turns out I run away from danger immediately. So I don't know how close I'd be. But also, do I want to float a little bit every time I fart? So even if it's a silent fart, people will know that I just levitate a little bit.
Yeah. So, and then if you're in public and it happens and you're trying to be low key and people are like, there's a witch.
What if I develop some sort of giant shoe system that literally it's like goth shoes, but except my foot will go all the way to the bottom, so people won't know that above my foot is like 6 inches of free space, so that it looks like my feet are on the ground, but really I just levitate a little bit inside of them.
You're gonna get golf platforms, but you're walking on the soles and they're 6 inches above you,
and then I just levitate a little bit, but my feet are still on the ground.
You could maybe wear like weighted suspenders or something, like waders, like we wore when we went fly fishing.
That's true. I think maybe I would go with the gleeking thing because
you control it.
Yeah, because you don't gleek unintentionally, do you?
No, you.
It's not the same as like when you spit
Chip,
when you
look
talk.
at Mamrie and do it from across the room. No, I think you would be able to go. Like no one would have to ever know.
Right, because gleeking isn't like spitting while you're talking.
No,
right? Yeah.
That's just spitting.
Just spitting while you're talking. Yeah, if my option was to produce a gallon of water when I wanted to, or just levitate every time I farted, I think I'm going gleek gallon water.
Oh, I didn't say water. It would still be
spit. Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing. Yeah.
I don't know though. Like you could maybe make some money off the fart floats.
Yeah.
I mean, you would be David Blaine. Remember when David Blaine like levitated like half an inch and it was like, oh, you gotta deal with the devil.
That's true. But also, like, what if you get a little gun shy when you're supposed to be doing
Look,
it?
you know I don't fart in public.
Right.
But if I could float, I'd walk up to every kid and say, pull my finger. To blow his mind and then be like, don't tell your parents.
Imagine, like, you know how we all fart in our sleep constantly.
Oh my God, you just be bouncing up and down. I wonder if it'd wake you up.
I would just get a waterbed so that my body could just like move with the
Girl,
rhythm.
you don't want a waterbed. My sister had a twin waterbed when we were growing up.
Wait, a twin waterbed?
A twin? Like what?
I didn't even know they sold them.
They sold twins. How sad is that? They sold twins, and Annie like needed it, right? She was just like, "I need this waterbed.
I get it.
I gotta be cool. It's 6th grade. You said I could get like I got one of those beds that was bunk bed on top, desk underneath.
Yeah,
Annie got waterbed. Like that was the year we got cool beds, right? But we lived in a big ass old house, so it would get like really fucking cold. Like it was just drafty.
Yeah.
So the water gets cold,
Yeah,
man.
I never
So
thought
then
about
you're
that.
floating on like the coldest water of all time.
You're literally just on a lake in the middle of the night. Wow. Yeah, I never thought about the downsides. I guess that's why they really haven't caught on.
Well, they did catch on. Why didn't they stay caught? You know what I mean? Like, why?
I think people realized that they were dumb.
They're real fucking dumb.
Because I imagine like one night of sleeping on it is probably cool and fun, and then it's just awful. Yeah. And also, don't you have to like, the water's going to get like murky or whatever in there, right? Like you have to change it out.
I think you had to replace it like a hot tub occasionally.
Right. Yeah.
I also feel like Annie got it and then like slept in the guest room. But it was being able to say, I remember she had her 90210 posters and this and that and a waterbed. And I was like, she's an adult.
Wow.
But like, what happened to waterbed?
I
Can you still buy a brand new waterbed?
I bet, I'm sure you can, but I bet that they just made mattresses more comfortable and that people were like, actually, this is better.
Okay. In its heyday in the 80s.
Yeah.
1 out of every 4 mattresses sold was a waterbed.
1 out of 4? Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. I didn't know that they were that. I mean, I remember thinking like water beds were for rich people.
That is 100%. But like, I didn't know any adults that had one. I only knowed my sister. I only knowed my sister. Whoa. Do you want to hear something fucking nuts?
Always.
By some accounts, waterbeds, this is on Mental Floss, waterbeds date all the way back to 3600 BC when Persians filled goat skin mattresses with water warmed by the sun.
Wow. Okay. I mean, that seems pretty practical when those are the only resources that you have.
And then in the 80s, Dr. Neil Arnott, a Scottish physician, created the hydrostatic bed for hospitals to help patients with bed sores. And it was basically a warm bath covered with a thin layer of rubber, then sealed up with varnish.
Wow.
I didn't know there was such a rich history.
And it's, that it's like a medical history. That makes sense.
Uh-huh.
I guess, the maintenance of a waterbed in the everyday home seems like a nightmare.
It absolutely does because it's so much water. And what I don't understand is we were also... Like Annie's bedroom was on the 2nd floor. So I don't even know how we got the water out of the house. Did we like drag the mattress to the tub?
Yeah. How did you get it up there? How did it get out of there?
I think we brought it up there unfilled. Then you fill it.
Okay.
But still, I hated cleaning my fish tank
No,
that had like a goldfish.
Cleaning a toilet in a bathroom was like my chore growing up, but I hated it every week.
How did you fucking pull the short straw of being the toilet cleaner of your family.
My mom and I would clean the bathrooms. That was like our chore assigned versus like the brothers had to like mow the lawn and take the garbage out and stuff
okay.
like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So it wasn't my choosing, trust me. And I was very, very terrible at it.
And that was pre-disposable things to clean it with. Now you got the wand, you're like, and then you immediately throw it away and pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But back then you were like, we're saving this brush?
Yeah, exactly.
We're just going to let this brush live here
and then
now?
Also, so my brothers are monsters, it turns out.
Yeah, 100% gross.
Have you heard about these parrots that got removed from a zoo recently?
Because they were cursing?
Because they were cursing.
I love it.
Have you heard about how they... so basically in this British zoo, 5 parrots were all dropped off the same week randomly by different people that couldn't take care of them anymore.
5 in 1 week from different places?
Within 5 different owners in the same week.
I don't
dropped
know if
off
I
these
believe
parrots.
this.
The parrots were named Eric, Jade, Elise, Tyson, and Billy.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
If this isn't a CW show, I don't know what is.
Right. And they were put into quarantine together before they went on display for the public. And what happened was one of them knew some curse words and in quarantine taught it to the other 5 because they trigger by reaction. So if a bird reacts, they'll keep doing it. So the 5 of them got put on display. The zookeepers didn't know this. And they just started saying fuck off to all of the people that
This is the best thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, there's a quote from the zoo chief executive that said, "It just went ballistic. They were all swearing." We were a little concerned about the children. Yeah,
Fuck off. Fuck off.
Yeah, and so now they've had to be separated and put in different areas, like with other birds. And they're hoping, they're like, if this continues to happen, we're going to have 250 swearing parrots at this zoo. So yeah, they didn't realize that they would teach each other in quarantine. And then when they got put out on display for the public, they all just went ballistic.
Okay, 2 things. 1, I know you can teach a parrot words, but can you unteach it a word? Or are you just teaching it other stuff and hoping it forgets the curse word?
That's what I'm so curious about.
You know, like, because when a kid hears, you could say a million things to a kid, but if you stub your toe and say shit, they're going to say shit.
Right, yeah.
Like over and over and over again. But then they eventually like find something else to be into.
Yeah, well, they said that, here's another quote, "We were quite used to parrots swearing, but we've never had 5 at the same time. Most parrots clam up outside, but for some reason, these 5 relished in it. So they just loved it, and people are reacting to them.
Of course, they're laughing, and they're giving them more crackers or whatever.
Yeah, that just encourages them more and more.
If all the other birds that have the ability of speech learn how to curse, and they're like, we can't have this in a zoo because of the children.
Right.
They should truly open a type of rainforest cafe.
Right.
I would go eat a meal and get drunk and just watch parrots curse.
I would love
for
that.
a long time.
I feel like there's some sort of healing therapy that can happen with a situation where these birds, in a rainforest cafe type setting, are just like reading you for filth the whole time.
Because it could be like Dick's Last Resort. Have you ever been to one of them?
I've never been, but I know what you're talking
where
about.
Where the waitresses are so rude to you. If I went and could just like be having my martini and my like bruschetta, and a parrot is saying fuck off, and I have the full reign in this restaurant to be like, you fuck off, you little flightless bitch. You know what I mean? Like if I could just talk, and there's a fuck off, and I'm just like, I bet your wings are clipped, you little cunt. Like I would get drunk and curse out a parrot, and it would be my therapy.
Exactly. If it was all well intentioned, but you could really give it to this bird, but in a like mutually understood that we're both enjoying ourselves.
And it's like, hi, I'm Nick, I'll be your waiter. This is Gertrude. She's your parrot / enemy for the night. I'd be like, well, here we go.
Here's a gallon of birdseed, and you have an hour, ma'am.
Yes, that's all I need. Forget it.
Oh, it'd be great.
That is my favorite story possibly ever.
I love it. Yeah, so they've been separated into different colonies, and they're just hoping that they learn other words from the other birds in these colonies. Because
that's a lot of pressure to put on the other birds.
Right, I know, because they don't want to isolate them. They want to keep them socialized, but at the same time, now they're like, we're hoping that they don't teach all of our other 250 birds these words. So it's now just, I really want to see a follow-up to this, because this came out last week. So
this is all I care about now.
I know.
And now I kind of want to see if we can get investors for the Cursing Bird Cafe.
Oh my God, the Cursing Bird's a great name too.
But wait, no, we need to add a G in there. it could be CBGBs. The cursing bird. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited. I'm going to need a follow-up.
Yeah, I know. I really want to see how they're doing. I just love the idea that they all taught each other and then they all got excited about it. And instead of getting nervous to be put on display, they were like, now's our time to shine.
What would have been great if they'd come out of the room all wearing T-Bird leather jackets.
I know, they're all smoking cigarettes and gave each other little tattoos.
If you guys have seen any great videos of birds cursing or saying funny stuff, please tweet them at us.
Please.
And tweet is another bird pun. So
there you go.
I'm exhausted, Grace.
I am too.
I have a few other things to talk about, but like it's been a crazy week. And
I'm also just like, we've spent 40 minutes talking and I haven't checked Twitter for 40 minutes. So I'm
It
just like
felt nice.
nervous to go back.
Me too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That it's like at the rate everything's going, I have no idea how informed or disconnected I should be.
This is a nice little minute of escapism, and we'll do it again next week. But I'm going to need an update on these birds.
Yeah, wear your masks, everyone.
Ugh, this got weird.